Well, here we are. Happy New Year. It's not champagne, it's cranberry ginger ale. Here's to you. I hope everyone had a beautiful holiday season and a happy new year. Here we are, 2025. So I want to have a conversation today. You might have New Year's resolutions, you may have a list of goals, you might have a task list, a to do list. You may not have done anything. And you know what? That is okay. I find it's so easy with technology to get, swooped into this vortex of obligation. And I want to encourage you to just do what you want to do. And more importantly, how you feel when you're feeling it, when you want to do it. This is your life. I talked about joy and simplicity in my December podcast. And that is where I'm going to continue in this year. I want to have joy when I'm doing things. This podcast brings me a lot of joy. I meet beautiful people. We have listenership in 87 countries. We don't take that lightly, but we've built on that over 5 years of heart-centered, imperfect conversations, which just light me up. So you don't have to have a word. I just want you to be able to do what you want to do. I like having a word because it grounds me, it reminds me. I don't want to start January with all these new tools and systems and feel overwhelmed and then feel guilty or ashamed or negative or down because I didn't get it done. Like anything else in life, one small change at a time, doing it daily and consistently, that's where you see success over time. There were some goals in 2024 that I didn't get to because I became a nana again, and my family always takes priority. There were times where I was feeling a bit tired and burnt out, and I knew I needed to pause, put a pin in everything, and move it forward. And that's okay. But I'm going to get them done this year because I can and I give myself time. Another thing that I really honed well this year is I no longer multitask. I do one thing at a time until it's done. There's no more procrastination. I cleared my desk, so I have lots of workspace. I love listening to calm music. Sometimes I might turn my diffuser on or a candle. And the other thing that I do is I've cut all my meetings minimally outside of coaching, of course, to 20 minutes. Meet and greets, whatever it may be, 20 minutes. And most of the meet and greets are virtual because I don't want to use my richest commodity of time to drive to meet someone. And you may think that sounds awful, but it's a boundary for me so that I can maintain my consistency, my impact, my approach, and my consistency to time management in my schedule. We all have the same amount of time every day, 24 hours, 7 days a week, 168 hours. And the more structure that we can give to our work related things, the best for that. Because then again, I said this in December at night and on the weekends, I disconnect from technology. Now, I'm not saying I'm not on my iPad looking up recipes or reading the news, but I'm not checking my email. I'm not doing social posts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I write all my own content and I have an executive assistant, Jen, who's amazing. And we try and stay 3 to 4 weeks ahead. Same with the podcast. And again, I know there's extenuating circumstances, but we try and work 2 months ahead. We're not always in that space because of family or an emergency or sickness or stress or whatever it may be. So I hear that from you and I want you to know I'm in that same space. But I am starting this year with excitement, positivity, I have so much things that I want to do. I'm feeling innovative. I'm feeling productive. I'm feeling progressive. I'm working with some amazing executives around the globe. I'm working within one large global company deep and wide. I'm doing some fractional chief heart officer work. And I'll tell you why I love that. As an executive and leadership coach, I am an external trusted partner. And when you're external and you're working with a team and a culture at large within an organization, that space, that psychological safe space, I call it the vault, it's vital, it's healthy, it's imperative, and people love it. And kudos to the one and only Chief Heart Officer, Claude Silver, because I've got to know Claude so well over the last 3 years. I admire her. And I recently heard her say that being a Chief Heart Officer and being heart centered and just their whole model at VaynerMedia is heart centered leadership. It's not a job, it's not a role, it's not a responsibility, it's not even her purpose. She said, and I quote, "It is spiritual for me." End quote. And I align as a yoga teacher and a Reiki practitioner with Claude. And it's part of that joy and simplicity mode that I'm going to be in for all of 2025. I keep getting asked if I'm going to write another book. I'm not sure yet because that playbook that I wrote a year ago is still in the top 10. I'm still getting amazing reviews and emails and comments and photos. And it's not a one and done, it's a playbook. And there's so many elements and nuances and theory to come off that book that I'm doing other facilitation, speaking, consulting under the emotional intelligence umbrella and aligning it with the principles from my Heart Centered Leadership Playbook. So I'm happy to say the playbook's out there. It's in paperback, it's in ebook, it's in on Audible as an audiobook. So it's out there in three different modalities for people to purchase. And I think I'm going to leave that because I have lots of what I want to call offshoots that I want to do this year in 2025 that stem from the foundation of my book. So I'm not going to spoil it for you because I want to celebrate it as I get these big, scary goals done. So I'm starting January. I'm traveling to Dallas, Texas. I'm speaking 3 times at a large women's conference, which I'm thrilled about. I'm accompanying one of my female executives for a fireside chat. And it's all about how females, in male dominated industries, sometimes they're superheroes. So let's take those capes off and let's talk about all the things that is needed within emotional intelligence and heart centered leadership. I'm then doing a keynote on heart centered leadership. And then I'm leading a 3-hour emotional intelligence workshop where I'm unveiling some new content, which I will share with you once I put it out in the world, which will be mid January in Dallas, Texas. I then have another exciting announcement coming in February that I don't want to share yet. And there was something I started last year that I'm 80% done, and I want to get the 20% done and get that done and scheduled. So lots of exciting things happening in 2025, working on one thing at a time. And that is my best advice is pick your scary goals, get the discipline, put in the structure, and just plug away and get it done. And I started with a cheer, so let's end with a cheer. So here's to 2025. May it be joyous, may it be happy, may it be progressive, and may all your dreams come true, even the scary ones that I know you can complete. Because if I can do it, you can do it. Let me have a drink. And don't put off another day things that are sitting in your heart that are just ready to come out and that you want to share with the world. That's what the Heart-Centered Leadership Playbook was for me. I was scared to put my thought leadership and my vision out in the world. And ever since I did, it's opened up so many more doors for me. So, all the best for 2025. I'm going to try and get back on here every month to do solos. Thank you for tuning in and listening. And as always, kindness will never go out of style. It is not a weakness. And being a heart centered leader is the best thing that you can do in your life and your leadership. Because when you master the art of heart, that to me, my friend, is the winning equation in life. So happy 2025 from me to you.